Let's be real. The hottest runway in America might just be courtside at an NBA game. But not for you. Not for me. It's where Drake makes hard eyes at the Raptors. Where Kendall Jenner accidentally starts NBA trade rumors. Where Kim Kardashian posts about wanting to meet Luka Doncic and breaks the internet. And where a Knicks ticket costs more than your rent. Here's the thing that'll blow your mind. A single courtside seat near Celebrity Row at Madison Square Garden during the NBA playoffs hit $62,000 US. That's almost enough to buy a brand new Tesla for one game. And people are fighting for the privilege to pay it. We're talking about being inches away from the most elite athletes on the planet, feeling every dunk shake the floor, hearing every trash talk exchange. And somehow, it's become the ultimate status symbol in America. So what happened? Why do rich people, sorta, only sit courtside at NBA games? And when did basketball become less about the sport and more about the spectacle? Let's dive in. You're watching Hoops Court Vision. Modern NBA arenas aren't designed for the average basketball fan anymore. They're designed for tech moguls, hedge fund billionaires, and celebrity entourages. Take the LA Clippers' new $2.1 billion Intuit Dome. You thought this super expensive arena was just going to be a hardcore basketball experience for the common fan? Absolutely not. They've got backstage bungalows where folks can avoid the noise during pregame and halftime. Halo suites suspended above the action for the ultimate viewing experience. This isn't just an arena. It's a luxury resort that happens to have a basketball court in the middle. And that's the new standard. Chase Center, the Warriors' $1.4 billion arena, seems almost modest by comparison. 44 luxury suites, 32 courtside lounges, club-level restaurants that rival Michelin stars. There's a champagne bar that serves $300 bottles like they're beer. Private elevators that bypass the crowds. Even separate bathrooms with marble countertops in attendance. Compare that to Oracle Arena. Loud, gritty, real. Where the nosebleeds felt like the beating heart of the Bay, where a teacher could bring their family without taking out a second mortgage, where the energy came from passionate fans, not passive observers. Now, the arena whispers instead of roars. A $50 nosebleed won't touch what a $5,000 courtside seat brings in. And those courtside seats? They're often bundled into seven-figure annual packages that include private dining, meet and greets, and access to closed practices. The Lakers reportedly generate over 60% of ticket revenue from less than 20% of capacity. NBA teams aren't just selling tickets anymore. They're selling exclusivity. They're selling the fantasy of being of an elite club that most people can only watch from their couches. Let's talk about courtside love. But why courtside specifically? Why not luxury boxes with better views and more comfort? Because courtside isn't about watching basketball, it's about being part of the show. When you're courtside, players can see you. Coaches know you're there. Cameras catch your reactions. You're not just consuming entertainment, you're participating in it. There's a psychological phenomenon called proximity to power. The closer you sit to the action, the more important you feel. It's the same reason people pay extra for front row concert tickets, even when the sound might be better further back. At courtside, you're close enough to hear LeBron calling plays. You can see the sweat, feel the energy. When a player crashes into the stands, they might land on you. You become part of the narrative. And in our Instagram age, that narrative is everything. A courtside selfie isn't just a photo. It's proof you belong in that rarefied air. You ever wonder why the camera pans to Kim Kardashian mid-game? It's because she's part of the business model. In LA, Jack Nicholson is legacy. He's been courtside since before most players were born. His reactions are part of Lakers lore. Kim K brings the flash, the social media buzz, the younger demographic. Kendall Jenner is so embedded in the culture, you could argue she has more impact on the team's brand than half the bench players. In New York, Anne Hathaway, Christy Turlington, Millie Bobby Brown, and Waka Flocka Flame rotate through MSG like it's Fashion Week. Each brings their own audience, their own energy, their own storyline. But here's what's wild. These celebrities aren't just attending games. They're becoming part of the NBA story itself, and they know it. Take Kim Kardashian and Luka Doncic as the perfect example. Kim posted on her Instagram story asking if anyone knew when Luka was playing because she wanted to meet him. That's it. A simple Instagram story about wanting to meet a player. But the internet lost its mind. People started speculating about everything. Was this romantic interest? Business? Some fans even joked she might learn Slovenian just to talk to him. One Instagram story generated weeks of commentary, memes, and millions of views across platforms. We're living in the attention economy, and celebrities have figured out that even the hint of NBA courtside moments is content gold. Let's face it, the social media effect on sports is real, and it's changed everything. Even Michael Jordan, the GOAT himself, admits he might not have survived in today's era. In a candid interview, Jordan said, "I don't know if I could have survived in this Twitter time," pointing to how every moment, every interaction, every mistake gets amplified instantly. Think about it. When Jordan punched Steve Kerr during practice in 1995, it stayed behind closed doors for years. Today, that would break the internet in real time. But here's the thing, celebrities sitting courtside have figured out how to use this to their advantage. They're not just watching basketball, they're creating moments that will live forever on social media. These courtside moments aren't accidents, they're activations. Teams have entire departments dedicated to managing celebrity relationships. They comp tickets strategically. They coordinate with publicists. They even suggest which games would be best for certain celebrities to attend based on matchups and TV coverage. MSG and Crypto.com aren't just basketball venues. They're social ecosystems, content creation hubs. The same way a Birkin bag isn't just a purse, it's a signal. And the NBA knows exactly what it's selling. They're not just selling basketball, they're selling access to cultural relevance in an age where one courtside selfie can generate more buzz than the game itself. The ripple effect, how celebrities change the game. Some players don't need crowd noise to turn up, they need Kendall in the front row. Take what happened with Anne Hathaway and OG Anunoby at MSG. During a Knicks versus Bulls game, Anunoby was chasing a tipped pass and ended up crashing into the barrier right next to where Hathaway and her son were sitting courtside. Instead of being rattled, Hathaway barely flinched and even reached out, trying to catch the ball. She later called it a bucket list moment. That clip went viral across every platform, and suddenly OG Anunoby became part of a Hollywood story that had nothing to do with basketball stats. Devin Booker had his Kendall Jenner phase, and he was lighting it up on and off the court. When they broke up, his shooting percentage took a hit too. LeBron, when Rihanna's there, he plays like it's Game 7. When Jay-Z shows up, he starts talking trash to opposing benches. It's theater, and he knows it. But it goes deeper than individual performances. Celebrity presence changes the entire energy of the building. Other fans get excited. The production crew knows where to point cameras. Social media engagement spikes in real time. It's a known thing in locker rooms. Players group chat about who's coming to games. Some request certain celebrities be invited for big matchups. Others specifically ask that their exes not be given tickets. This isn't about stats. It's about stage presence. And some players, they're born performers who feed off that high-profile attention. The economics of exclusivity, breaking down the numbers. Let's talk numbers, because the math behind Courtside is wild. A Lakers Courtside season ticket package can run $300,000 to $500,000 annually. That's not per seat. That's per package, which usually includes 2 4 seats plus perks. For one family to sit courtside for a season, they're spending more than most people make in 5 years. But here's the kicker. There's a waiting list. These aren't desperate sales pitches. These are investments that people fight to make. Why? Because courtside seats hold their value. They're tradable commodities. Miss a game? Sell your seats for double face value. Big playoff game? Triple it. Some courtside season ticket holders never even attend games. They treat the seats like stock portfolios, flipping individual games to the highest bidder. The secondary market is insane. A single courtside seat for a Lakers-Celtics Christmas game can hit $25,000. That's a used car. That's a college semester. That's a down payment on a house in some markets. And the teams love it. They get their guaranteed money up front, plus a percentage of secondary sales through official resale platforms. Quiet luxury meets loud money. Let's borrow a page from the fashion industry. In luxury, there's loud money. The Gucci logos and LV monograms that scream, "Look at me!" And then there's quiet money. Loro Piana coats, no labels, no flex, but if you know, you know. NBA courtside seats work the same way. Some fans are dressed like walking sponsorship deals. Head-to-toe designer with logos everywhere. They want you to know they spent money. Others show up in minimalist fits that cost more than your student debt, but look like they came from Target. The real ballers often dress down. A $200 plain white t-shirt, $800 jeans that look basic, $3,000 sneakers that look like gym shoes. But they're all playing the same game, signaling status. The courtside seat has become its own kind of logo, a badge, a symbol, not just of wealth, but of cultural clout, of being plugged into the right networks, of understanding what really matters in elite circles. And just like in fashion, the real ballers don't always flaunt. They just exist in that space, comfortable in their belonging. Post-pandemic YOLO spending and the economic divide. After COVID lockdowns, fans came back different. There was a hunger, a pent-up need to be out, to be seen, to live loud after 2 years of isolation. The result? Courtside became the new club, the new Soho house, the place where you proved you were really living again. But now? Inflation's up 20%. Interest rates have crushed the middle class. That $300 upper bowl ticket that used to be a family treat now feels like a luxury most can't justify. Meanwhile, the elite, they're not just still here. They're more flush than ever. Tech money, crypto fortunes, post-pandemic wealth concentration, the rich got richer while everyone else got squeezed. NBA arenas are now built around that reality. They'd rather have 15,000 people spending $500 each than 20,000 people spending $100 each. The math works better, the experience feels more exclusive, and the social media content writes itself. Fewer fans, more exclusivity, higher prices, and somehow, record profits. The cultural shift when sports became content. Here's what really changed. NBA games stopped being just sports and became content creation events for social media. But there's something deeper happening here. We're living through a massive cultural shift in how people consume basketball. Think about it. When's the last time you watched an entire NBA game from start to finish? Our parents' generation would sit through entire games, commercial breaks and all. They'd debate every call, analyze every substitution, live and die with every possession. Now, most fans are getting their NBA fix from 30-second Instagram highlights and TikTok dunks. We've become a culture of highlight consumers, not game watchers. Our collective attention span has dropped so dramatically that even the NBA is feeling it. Ratings have been declining for years, even as social media engagement explodes. The league knows this. That's why every courtside moment is designed to go viral. Every celebrity interaction is potential marketing gold. Every outfit choice is analyzed across social platforms. The game itself? Sometimes it feels like it's just there to create content for the real show happening on our phones afterward. Players now have personal brands bigger than team identities. Fans follow individual storylines more than season narratives. And the richest, most connected fans get to be part of those storylines in real time, while everyone else catches the recap on their commute. This isn't necessarily bad. It's just different. The NBA has become entertainment in the truest sense, where the audience is as important as the performers, and where being there matters more than watching the actual basketball. But it raises questions about accessibility, about who gets to be part of the culture, about whether sports should be for everyone or just for those who can afford the price of admission to the inner circle. The European contrast, where passion still trumps price tags. Want to see what basketball passion actually looks like? Fly to Belgrade for a Red Star game, or Athens for Panathinaikos, or Istanbul for Fenerbahce. European basketball is a completely different beast. We're talking about fans who literally live and die with their teams. Ultras groups that organize choreographed displays covering entire arenas. Smoke, drums, chants that shake the building for 40 straight minutes. The players aren't just athletes. They're warriors representing their city, their culture, their identity. In Europe, the best seats aren't reserved for billionaires scrolling Instagram. They're filled with fans who've been season ticket holders for decades, passed down through generations. Grandparents bringing grandkids wearing the same jersey they wore in the 80s. The irony? Many of the NBA's biggest stars, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, come from that European basketball culture where fans matter more than celebrities, where atmosphere is created by passion, not price tags. So, why do rich people, sorta, only sit courtside? Because it's no longer just a game. It's an experience, a flex. You're not just buying a view of basketball. You're buying access to a world most people can only dream about. Access to the arena's exclusive spaces. Access to the culture's most influential figures. Access to storylines that money can't buy, but somehow money bought. You're buying the right to be part of the show, not just watch it. And in a league that started on the playgrounds, where basketball was the people's game, where anyone with talent could make it, that might be the biggest plot twist of all. The question isn't whether this is right or wrong. The question is, what happens to the soul of the sport when the price of admission to truly experience it becomes out of reach for the very communities that created it? Maybe that's a video for another day.